Assalamu alaikum. Today I am coming with another story. So for many days we stopped our stories and now we're gonna continue. There was a big lapse and now we're gonna continue with our stories and me storytelling. So let's go. The magic gifts. Once upon a time there was a rich merchant named Ong Hee. Ong Hee. He lived in a grand house in Korea with his three sons Bong, Yong, and Chin. One winter, Ong Hee became very ill. Fearing the worst, he gathered his sons to his bedside. "When I am gone," he croaked, "promise me that you will share my fortune equally between you." "Of course, father," replied the three boys. A few weeks later, Ong Hee died. "Now we must divide father's fortune," declared Bong. "I am the eldest, so I should have the biggest share." "I am the second eldest," cried Yong, "so I should have the second biggest share." By the time Chin's greedy brothers had taken their share of the money, he was left with just one tiny bag of coins. Ong and Yong went on spending spree. They crammed the house from roof to cellar with expensive china and fine furniture. "Sorry, Chin, there's simply no room here for you any longer," Yong announced one day. You will have to find somewhere else to live," agreed Bong. "Bye." So they're so greedy that they said to their brother that go away and never now there's no room for you. Went into the village, but instead of spending his money on himself, he helped the poor locals. He bought them food and warm robes to keep out the biting winter winds. He even paid their rents. Soon all of the coins in his little bag were gone. Meanwhile, Chin's brothers were still rolling in money. "What shall we spend on our loot on next?" asked Bong, planning himself with a wad of cash. "We need a bigger house for a start," said Yong. So they were rolling in money. They were so greedy that they told their brother to leave. They moved into a magnificent new home. It's fit for an empire, said Yong. Bong grinned. "Let's dress in empires then." They had the best tailors to make them robes of smooth silk and rich velvet. "Now we need some sparkle," said Yong. So they decorated their new clothes with glittering rings and dazzling necklaces. Sorry. The pair were showing off their new outfits in the village when they stumbled across Chin wandering along the road. His clothes were worn and his face was dirty. "We can't let people see our brother looking so scruffy," whispered Bong. Young agreed. You're making us look bad, Chin," said. "It's embarrassing. You'll have to leave." And now they have told their brother to leave the village also. So greedy, and they're like so proud on themselves. Chin Chin trudged sadly out of the village and into the forest. It was eerie, creepy place where the trees were carved with strange faces. So here's the forest Chin was in. Emerging from the forest, Chin saw a river. He was cooling his feet in the water when an elderly monk appeared. "Can you help me across?" he panted. "The bridge has broken." So the bridge was broken, and this is all the weight he was carrying. So bad for him. "Okay," said Chin. The old man clambered onto his back, and Chin waded across the river. "Could you carry me home?" said the monk faintly. "It's a long way for an old man with a heavy load." So now he's saying that, "Can you carry me home?" because it's a long way for an old man, and also he was carrying such a load on his back, like the bamboo sticks and other things. Chin felt sorry for the monk, so he took him all the way to his house, high up on the mountain. So it was high, really high. When the monk discovered that Chin was penniless, he invited him to stay. In return, Chin helped around the house. He swept the floors. He mended the monk's clothes because when they become worn. He copied out the monk's books in big letters so he could read them more easily. Okay. Next, after Chin had been with the monk for 6 weeks, the old man decided he should return home. "Please take this for your reward, this reward for your kindness," he said. He gave him old straw mat, and he handed Chin an old straw mat, a wooden spoon, and a pair of chopsticks. "You will find them useful," he added with a grin. With a wave goodbye, Chin set off. By the time he reached the forest, it was late evening. Feeling tired, he rolled out the straw mat and lay down. "Okay, I wish I had a nice comfy bed to sleep in," he murmured. He drifted off to sleep. When he woke up, he got the shock of his life. He was no longer in the forest. Instead, he found himself lying on a huge, luxurious bed in a wonderful palace bursting with treasures. "My wish came true," thought Chin as he climbed out of the bed. He saw the old mat under the mattress. Maybe the monk's mat was magic. I wonder if the other things were too. He tugged the spoon from his pocket. "I wish I had something to eat," he declared. In an instant, the stream of delicious juicy fruits flew from the spoon. Chin feasted on the fruit in delight. It was the finest meal he had ever eaten. He looked down at his tattered clothes, hardly fit for a palace, he thought. He took out the chopsticks and gave them a click. "I wish I had some fine robes," he cried. There was a rill of shimmering silk, and Chin's wish came true. A few days later, Chin's brothers were passing the forest when they saw a fantastic jade palace in the distance. "I have never noticed that before," said Bong. "It must belong to people even richer than us," said Yong. "We should introduce ourselves. Who knows where it might lead." So they saw Chin's palace. Next, Bong and Yong couldn't believe their eyes when they met the owner of the palace. "Chin," they cried, "how did you become so rich?" So they were shocked to see Chin. Chin told them about the monk and the 3 magic gifts. "Maybe if they were poor, the monk would give us magic gifts too," whispered Yong to Bong. So they became greedy. Brothers rushed home and gave away all of their money and jewels, every piece of their fabulous furniture, and all their fine clothes until only their tattered robes were left. So again, greedy people. Then they ran through the forest, across the river, and up the mountain to the monk's house. But the old man wasn't there. I expect he'll be back soon, said Yong. Yes, it will be worth the wait, agreed Bong. So they waited and waited and waited. Hours turned to days. Days turned to weeks. The weeks turned into a year. At last, threadbare and starving, the two brothers gave up and staggered back to Chin's palace. And they're hungry now, don't know what to do, and I don't suppose Chin will take us in after we were so mean to him, sighed Bong, full of shame. But Chin welcomed them back with open arms. I forgive you both, Chin said with a smile. A happy family is the most precious gift of all. So, as you can see that the brothers were really greedy, and all they did was just being mean to their, brother, and they told him to go away, do not come into our house, and go away from the village, live somewhere else. But Chin was so good-hearted that he forgave his brothers, even though they were so mean to him. Chin's kindness was so good that the monk was also pleased with him, and their brothers, when they saw that Chin was so open-hearted. So the moral of the story is that greed takes you in the sand. Don't be greedy. So I will be back with another story for you guys, and I hope you will be watching us for till we make our new videos. So bye bye, tata. चीज को रख गया हूँ, देखो देखो थक गया हूँ, नीच नीच पक गया हूँ, देखो देखो थक गया हूँ.